What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Dama Nerds.
Hey,
We
yo.
are the MCs. My name is MJ from the Kyandamabu, and I got my awesome co-host, as always, Rod. Dama.
What up, what up? Over here repping the Terra squad. How you doing tonight, MJ?
Doing good. I'm super excited, everyone. It is 12/14 February, Wednesday, the 20th, 11th year of Sander, and this is episode number 5 that we're presenting to everyone, all the Dama Nerds in the world.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Coming at you not so live.
Yes. You know, we record these, almost like a week, 2 weeks before they actually go out.
Yeah.
But, I think people still enjoy them.
Yes.
There's no problem.
Yeah, I like to think so. Let us know if you are or not, I guess. But so I'm just going to go back a little second here. You mentioned it's the 11th year of Sander. However,
it's true.
we also mentioned it's now the 20th. So on February 22nd, it will be the anniversary, and it will become the 12th year of Sander. And for
Very true.
So for those nerds among you who have not figured this out yet, where we come up with that number is 12 years ago. In 2 days, it will be 12 years ago. On February 22nd, 2007, Colin Sander, the godfather of American Kendama, as some people know him as,
Oh, yeah.
released his Edit 1 onto the world, which changed us all forever. 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So it will very soon, almost happy Sander New Year.
Happy Sander New Year very soon. I mean, by the time everyone listens to this, the Sander New Year's has come and gone. Hopefully, there are some people who celebrated this, maybe with the purchasing of some poison dart frogs, or maybe getting some tattoos of poison dart frogs.
Oh. I mean, if you could find one of those poison dart frogs, maybe.
Or just going back and watching some Sander edits,
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the Sander edits, or even if you have seen them, I mean, yeah,
revisit them.
Yeah, get in there. There's a little homework from the Dama Nerds to the Dama Nerds. Go do your homework, boys and ghouls. Watch some Sander edits.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything that stood out to you, Rod, with any of his edits?
I think everyone knows Edit 7 more than all of them,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. But for me, it was one of the first edits that I ever saw when I first started playing Kendama, and it changed the way I looked at the damn thing. I was still catching the big cup, and I was stoked on the fact that I could do 2 or 3 cups in a row, and then there's this motherfucker on YouTube catching the cup on the ball. And I'm just
doing
like, what?
Two-turn airplanes and shit.
What kind of black magic sorcery is this fucking shit? What am I watching right now? Like, I was losing my goddamn mind back in the day. Keep in mind, this is 10 years ago almost, so,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, like, this was not something that you saw, and this was, like, there wasn't many edits at all. Like, there was maybe 4 or 5 different kind of people making edits,
Yeah, this is when, nobody was even searching on YouTube for Kendama.
Exactly. And of all of them, I would have to say that Sander had the best cinematography of them all, Like, he just knew how to put a video together.
He definitely did that.
There's the one iconic shot in Edit 7, I believe it's the beginning, where he's just doing a cup line with this beautiful sunset in the background. Yeah, and I could watch that one forever. That should be the background of my phone or something, so I could just watch it over and over. Unfortunately, it's not. Maybe it'll change after today. We'll see. But
he definitely went to school for cinematography. If I'm correct,
I believe so. Yeah,
I believe he did. I mean, dude made like a movie.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, he even has a cameo in that movie. Actually,
yeah. So he that was really cool that he was able to incorporate that into his Kendama edits, and I think that really changed the way everyone looks at Kendama edits because of what he did.
Absolutely. I mean, him among others. I mean, if you're going to talk about cinematography in Kendama, you got to talk about Matt Ballard. The WKT.
Personally, he's my top guy.
Yeah.
For the cinematography, and he fucking killed it so hard, and he was like a teenage boy when he was doing that shit.
Oh yeah.
I was so blown away. I was like, wait, this little dude with like his hat backwards and sideways? making this shit.
Doing
Fucking
double
good.
kenflip juggles? Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, he was so insane.
That was before he grew this steezy little mustache he now has. I hope he still has it. Ballard, I hope you're listening, and I hope you still have that mustache.
Hopefully. I mean, once you got a mustache, you don't let go of him, really.
Yeah, you of all people would know.
Right? But yeah, with Sandra edits, I think for me, definitely Mugen's in the house.
That's another one. That's a good one.
Is a really, really good one. Just because of how entertaining the opening was.
Yeah.
Of just him like caressing the microphone as he's giving the intro about Mugen's.
Is that the one where there's actual shots of the Mugen like manufacturing process in it?
Yes, like really quick shots.
If I'm not mistaken, he kind of like he was invited to the Mugen factory here in Japan, and he went and took those shots, but Kazuma didn't know that he was filming those and didn't know that those were going to be put online. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Kazuma was a little bit not stoked about it when he saw those go up. There was a little bit of beef going on there, but I mean, it was Colin, so it was fine. That's what Colin says. No, it's fine. It's chill. We're good. It's chill.
I mean, it's just publicity.
I mean, absolutely. But
it's good stuff.
I can understand on a certain level, he's a manufacturer. People kind of revere him for his craft, and he doesn't want people to copy his shit.
Definitely.
So, that being said, I mean, it was literally like, I'm pretty sure between 1 and 5 second clip of like a little jig or something like that. But anyways,
oh, yeah.
Not like anybody like that does woodworking couldn't figure that out. but it is kind of nice to like, as if you're starting out with something, you see something and it's like, oh, that's how they do that. Like it's,
Definitely, yeah. And as I could see it as, being from the point of view of a craftsman, and I know, Iwata-san is, he takes a lot of pride in the work that he does.
Absolutely.
Like, to a really high standard. So, like, he really, I could see him kind of getting a little pissed about that.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's no different than, like, it's the same thing with, like, watch an edit, as a kendama player. Then you can watch how they do the trick, and then it helps you figure out how to do the trick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of see it that way, whereas like if I was, not that I'm going to film myself like making a kendama and be like, oh, so you got to do this and like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The connection. But it was cool, it was an ode to his kendamas, so.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm sure he wanted to throw that in there. So sorry,
Sometimes shit happens,
It happens. But then the shot goes into like Ghibli's Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like on the train. He's like, Mugen's in the house. And then just starts doing some gnarly tricks in his living room.
So classic.
Using all the different colors of the old Mugens. Yeah. Yeah,
those back in the days of the edits, man. Before the days of the gram, when if you wanted to put any content out there, you had to grind for more than 5 minutes to maybe it's 5 hours for the tricks, but still,
Oh yeah,
once you had to put a thing together, you had to make a product. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'm on my phone and I made this like 30-second clip and now it's on the internet and everybody. I just got 10,000 likes just today. Like,
sweet, yeah.
Yeah, which, I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone loves Instagram. It's sick. I mean, it's nice to be able to see what people are doing. A good way to keep in contact with people, but definitely changed the game a little bit. We talked about this a little bit with Sweets in the last 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, we did.
The difference between Instagram and edits. But talking about Instagram, since it's almost the end of February, we're coming up around the end of the 28 tricks later.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely been following it, not super closely, but as I have time and as I'm bussing from between cities and stuff here in Japan on the Gloken tour stuff.
Yeah, you're still on the go.
I am. Yeah, I spent 7 hours on a bus today, actually, coming back from Kochi.
7 hours, dudes.
And then
everyone was just like sitting at their jobs for 7 hours.
Yeah,
Rod was on a shitty bus.
I was on a bus. Scrolling 28 tricks later.
Oh, nice. So there you go. So you're well, you got a lot of information, knowledge about what's been going down.
Yeah, there's been some good ones,
days.
Man. There's been some really good ones. Some of my favorites, I'm going to shout out a few of them, have been like, I don't know which ones are my like actual favorites. Like, there's no actual order here, but some of the ones that I remember are like, I like to see like there's a lot of the OGs are kind of getting into it. Like I haven't seen a lot of Matt Dakota clips in the past couple years, kind of thing. But he's been doing 28 Tricks Later.
Yes, he has.
I don't know about you guys, but I love me some Dakota clips. They're always nice.
Yeah.
And like you got like Austin Donovan and Zach Porter throwing down in there with the weird shit, which is always nice. Smith and Lucas out in Vancouver have been throwing down pretty hard.
Yeah.
Eric's been going down on there as well.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, speaking of throwing down hard, we got, if you haven't seen Ben Harold's, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life, because that dude is like playing a completely different game than the rest of us. I don't know what the hell he thinks he's doing.
Light years ahead. And the consistency of those tricks from the future is just remarkable.
There's a few people that have been on that level. A lot of the GT squad, actually. There's like him and Damon from who's one of the newer members of the GT squad. He's always had cool style, but now he's like doing some more stuff, of course, with 28 Tricks Later. And Adrian Esteban, Eastlaban. If you haven't seen that dude, man, you don't know what a string is if you haven't seen his tricks.
Oh my lord! Well, I mean, you might know what a string is, but you don't know.
You think you know?
You don't know what his string is.
Exactly. It's a whole, like I said, it's another game, man. You watch it and you're just like, holy shit! How did you even wrap your mind around that? Like as a concept, never mind do it. Like
right. Yeah, it's like how did that come about? It's like how do you know exactly? But I know he yo-yos. He's a yo-yo-er.
Yes.
He yo-yos.
Yes, he yo-yos. He is a yo-yo-er.
So I definitely think that helps out with the brain processing.
Absolutely,
where
with the string stuff
should go around fingers and stuff, and what it would do after it made this motion.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite tricks.
I get lost when I watch his stuff. I'm like,
absolutely.
When did I get like tangled there? No.
It's the same thing when I play a yo-yo. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with the string. I just kind of throw it.
Yeah.
I can barely do a C-whip on a Dama. I used to be pretty good at it, but not anymore. But actually, speaking of C-whips and Adrian, is my favorite trick I think he's done so far. It's hard to say, but one of the ones that sticks out in my mind is he does like a C-whip holding the Ken around the Tama into a little Tama kind of cradle. I don't know if you saw that one, but it's actually like an adaptation of an old trick. The first time I ever saw it was invented by Maruishi-san, who used to be the head of the JKA.
Yeah. Oh, he retired? I mean, he was old last time.
There is a new head of the JKA in recent years.
Okay.
The last time I was at a JKA thing, he was no longer the 10th. I think he's still a 10th Dan honorarily, but to be a 10th Dan, you have to be the head of the JKA.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Only I can have 10 Dan. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm in charge of this shout.
Do better, bitches.
There is 10 Dan, but you got to be me to fucking get there.
Yeah. And actually, it's funny. This is all tying together because the first time I met Maruishi-san was the first time I came to Japan, which was also the first time I met any pro players, which happened to be Colin Sander. He was one of the few foreigners that all of us made the first kind of little pilgrimage to Japan in 2012. We went to the WKO, the World Kendama Open, in Osaka. And I was actually roaming around Osaka the other day, and I happened upon that venue. I didn't know that I was in the same area. I walked in, and holy shit, I know where I am all of a sudden. It was really cool. A whole bunch of memories came flooding back.
Yeah.
It was a good little squad. There was me and Eric Martin from Terra and our good friend Brett, who actually is the one who introduced us to Kendama in the first place. And Colin Sander was there, Alex Rausch, Jeffrey Van Reven, Void from the UK, and Nick Schofer. He's another OG guy, arguably another one of the dudes who popularized Mugen's. Not as popular as Colin Sander has been, but among like the true Dama nerds, everyone knows the old Mushroom Kendama edits.
I think there might be some videos on YouTube of like Japanese news.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen some.
I believe there's a picture on my Instagram from back then of the first time I was ever on Japanese TV, and it's just me doing a trick, and there's a whole bunch of Japanese underneath it that I couldn't read back then.
Yeah.
I probably still can't read it. There's probably too much kanji, but that's another story.
Yeah, way too much. So Esteban was doing that cradle, the Tama cradle.
Yeah, he was doing that.
Insane. But then did you see the one that he did where he like didn't really hold, like he was just holding the Ken, pulled it up, I don't know how the string was wrapped around, maybe like the spike or something, but just pulls it up and catches it.
I don't know which one you're talking about. No,
from a pull up. I think it was after the one where he he used both hands. I could be completely wrong, but in any case,
most of his tricks are hard to understand when you watch them. Never mind explaining them.
Exactly, yeah. Which one was which?
Yeah, that guy's a string wizard.
Yeah.
But speaking of string wizards, there's another guy that I've been seeing some string tricks from, and it's from the Kenderson homie. East Infection is his Instagram. The Kenderson gang.
Yes.
Kendama is a gang. Another good edit. Edit too. Kendama is a gang.
Is a gang. It's we're a nice gang.
Yeah, the first minute of that edit is hilarious. It's so good. If you haven't seen that, that's another little piece of homework for you nerds.
Right.
But anyway, he's been doing some really cool, those like really kind of crazy like Adrian style where he does like a flowy spacewalk line, and then all of a sudden he'll do like this unexpected, real quick spike just by grabbing the string, and it's just like whoop, like right onto the spike somehow,
and just yanking it, dude.
Or it's like not so much a yank though; it's more like a yo-yo steez thing.
Not like not Japanese, not a kendama yanking as just
yeah, I see what you mean.
Quickly coming back into the slot.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so awesome to watch. I love watching everyone's creativity.
Or just those like super quick wraparounds to the I don't know what that's called. I call it like the Zumadanke.
The Zuma catch. Yeah, that's what they call it in Japan. I don't know what everyone else calls it, but I've always called it the Zuma catch.
Where the string wraps around your hand and the Tama just sits on the base cup.
Yeah, it's like a sideways base cup. That's like such a good one when you're doing tricks for little kids. They're like, "Wow!" every time.
Oh yeah, I hate those because I fucking suck at them. I think it's like it's got to be my string length, no? Like
it plays a part for sure. Since like recently, I started playing a little bit longer string because it's 2019. I got to start doing some juggles because it's the way that she fucking goes. So I had to lengthen my string a little bit. So nowadays I have to like really flex my fingers out when I do those tricks. Otherwise the ball won't actually sit on the cup.
Yeah. But when I saw him do those, like those quick like wraparounds to that, I was like, damn, that's fucking slick.
Oh yeah.
That was slick. Is shit.
Hell yeah.
Who else we got?
Who else? Yeah, it was
Ken Garden,
Jake. 28.
Jake
Jake.
with the slip stick, straight
slipping sticks.
Just fucking fry pan for the jam man all the time.
So good.
And just all the different variations, like from the down spike slips.
Oh, those are the steeziest for sure. What? Nobody does them as clean as Jake does.
Yeah, because
so
nobody.
Sick.
I don't think anybody practices them like Jake does.
Definitely not. But what I gotta say, I think my favorite clip of his was on Valentine's Day. As much as I love the real tricks, but on Valentine's Day it was literally like his arm comes out from the bedroom door and he does a quick trick, hangs the Dama on the doorknob and closes the door, and it's like Happy Valentine's Day. I was just like, ooh, so funny. Hell yeah. There's been this year especially, there's been a lot of more like different people taking different takes on the 28 tricks later thing, which I've really been enjoying, where it's been like instead of just doing 28 tricks, they have like a concept behind it. Like Jake is doing the slip-on sticks. Like what's another good example? Bjorn from Minnesota, the one that everybody thinks looks like Reed Stark.
Yeah.
I myself have called him Reed once. Never again, because I felt like a fucking asshole. But I did once. At least once that I remember.
It's like calling Zach Nick. Or Nick Zach.
Except they're brothers,
That's more.
That's maybe. At this point, since I've known him long enough, probably not. But But anyway, Bjorn has been doing. He started out as doing like a different character every day. So he like has like a clip of him like being like kind of acting out a character, and then not only doing a trick, but he would do like his first one was like a big cup, and then the next day is a combo, so he's adding on to it. So the next day is big cup, like flip to spike or something. I don't remember the combo, and so every day he adds a new trick into the combo. Whoa. And like also adds a new character to his little group of characters that he's doing.
Weird. I did not see these at all.
It's super awesome. Only Bjorn could pull it off.
Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm lying. I did see the one where he's sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, that was one I was going to bring up, actually.
I saw the toilet. And that's funny, too, because, like, I don't know how many years ago, I thought about doing an edit where I'm just in a stall. like on the shitter.
The shittiest Kendama edit of all time.
Because a while ago, like when I was getting into Kendama, like hardcore, at work, I would go to take a shit, and I would bring my Kendama with me.
Oh, I definitely have played on the shitter before.
Right? There's probably so many people who are nodding their heads right now.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I could just bring a camera in here and like see what I could do while taking a shit.
Yeah, POV
I could call it the shittiest edit ever.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that might be a new hashtag for like we make a shit month.
Shit month.
Kendama shit month. Everyone shit down.
It's like Shitober.
Shit. Oh man.
Shitober Kendama tricks or some shit.
Who else? Yeah, our guest Matt Sweets. He's going full left hand.
That was one I was gonna say. Yeah, there's Sweets and also George Marshall. He's also been doing straight lefty. I think it was yesterday, he did still over the valley, trade bird over the valley, spike, left-handed.
God damn.
I like he is just on some other shit, man. Also, Jared Porter's been on the lefty game.
Yes. He's been doing some ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, there's been a couple others. I think Cody Grizz has also been doing the lefty game, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, my question is, are they really doing it left-handed? Because doesn't Instagram just flip the image when you're recording?
Oh, shit.
So you can see yourself?
Yeah, you guys just got called out. No, I'm pretty sure they're actually doing it left-handed. And the reason I know that is because Sweets has that old-school Sweets gnarly right hand going on. If you look at old Sweets edits, he's got the gnarliest claw going on with his other hand. And
I
it came back
like 2 times already. Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
it came back, so you know it's
on his other arm. It doesn't matter what arm he's using.
He hasn't figured out how to suppress the claw on this side yet.
Claw.
You know? The claw's back in full force. The T-Rex arm.
It's like
but there's also been
curse.
as far as the theme kind of stuff goes. There's one more is Caleb Jeffries has been doing a trick every day in front of his computer screen, like it's kind of in the back, not like just like a huge shot of it, but in the background. And every day he'll put a different anime on it, like as the background kind of thing. So it's like 28 animes later. You know?
Man.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So and like so people in the comments are always guessing what the anime is and
what
shit
anime
like that.
Is that? Oh, did I just stumble upon it?
Yeah. And I kind of did one last year where instead of 28 tricks later, I did 28 damas later. Since I was at the Terra shop every day, I just used a different kendama every day.
From the wall?
Yeah, not always from the wall, but yeah, because I got a lot of damas at my house too. But it's a funny story actually. I actually started doing that because Rolf called me out on the second day. I used a different Dama on the second day or something, and Rolf, in true Rolf fashion, commented on my shit and was like, "I'm pretty sure that actually the original idea is to like use the same Dama and like maybe take a picture of that Dama at the beginning and the end. So I don't know what you're doing, but." You know, like being full Rolf mode, just being a dick about it. And so I just mostly to spite him, I was like, all right, fuck you, Rolf. Hashtag 28 Damas later. So thanks, Rolf.
A point to change my Dama every day.
Yeah, Rolf's fucking salty ass fucking sparked that for me. So thanks, bud.
What else we got? Dude, Kozarov?
Oh, I haven't seen her actually. What has she been doing?
Because she hasn't been really doing tricks. She's been doing like weird ass like skits.
I would expect nothing less.
The one that was today was her with the Zawamad, deal with it Zawamad on her hand, and you know how it looks like the Who logo?
Yeah,
the Target.
Yeah, the blue and the red.
So in Japan, here we go. Here, let me show you really quickly. So in Japan, there's a character. There's a character called Medamoyaji, like old man eyeball. Mm-hmm. And so it looks like him with a red eye.
Oh, so she's I see what you're saying.
And she's just doing the voice of the character,
using it as a puppet kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the trick. And she's calling it poo tricks, POO trick.
That's hilarious.
So I just always comment with a little poo emoji. Because it's straight poo. Or like she's just in the karaoke box, just like singing and doing moshikame. Yeah. And it's like, that's the trick. Done. I'm like, all right.
If I'm not mistaken, she loves karaoke.
She loves karaoke. She loves anime too.
Yeah?
She's a huge otaku. Yeah, I talked with her one time about it, and me and her went deep.
That I did not know.
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, it's the 3rd or 4th year of the 28 Tricks Later.
I don't remember what year it is, to be honest.
I think it's something like that, and I think people who have been doing it since the beginning are kind of getting tired, or maybe losing maybe some creativity on what to do. So, which is good because it's pushing them to think outside of the box and try some weird stuff. If it's either themed or linking up with like Kendama Odyssey. Did you mention that one?
I did not mention him yet. No, that is definitely on my list, though.
Yeah, of kind of bringing back the OG edits, taking a trick from one of the edits, like old Matsumura edit, and doing that trick. So it's like, it's really good because he's bringing back, giving some homage to the OG videos, which is really cool, and then just showing, I could do that trick too, guys.
Yeah.
Which maybe I'm sure if some people tried it would be like, oh, actually it's not as flashy as like tap tap juggle juggle tap blah blah blah, but wait, it's fucking hard.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been loving watching the Kendama Odyssey stuff because it's like not only like is he doing tricks that he just enjoys, but he's like throwing back to the edits, like we were talking about all the old school stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
At the beginning here, we were talking about like the Sander edits and all that stuff, and
yeah.
I don't think has he thrown a Sander in yet? I'm not sure, but I think it was today he did a Dutch Kendama one, and there was a Freedom Kendama thrown in there.
Dude, who knows? He might be on the same level as us and waiting for the 22nd to drop edit 1 trick in there.
Oh my god, I fucking hope he is.
Oh man, Kendama Odyssey.
Please be as nerdy as we hope you are.
I mean, he's got the glasses.
Oh, yeah, he does.
To be a jerk.
Oh.
But yeah, dude.
So also like, so we're talking about people who are doing kind of theme stuff. There's also people who are just sticking to like the regular shred of fucking banger every day.
Yeah.
And like, of course, there's always the fucking Gallaghers. If you want to see bangers, there's no better fucking people to look at.
Oh my lord.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, seriously, Jesus Christ.
They've been on some shit, of course. There's been also like Tio, was talking about the GT squad. He's another one who's been shredding real hard.
Oh yeah, up in France.
Yeah. Jockbert from the Crom squad.
Oh, of course.
He's been on some shit as per usual.
As usual. I almost want him to stop and just record an edit with that stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I saw a joke on one of his posts that somebody said it was like, instead of 28 tricks later, it was like 28 new tricks later. It's like they put like the hashtag on his thing. And it's kind of like, well, yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people, you kind of get tired too. And I think it's the whole thing of you're not making an edit, so you maybe don't have to put so much time, and there's pressure of getting the trick in one day, right?
And it's also like no one wants to like film, like you want to film a trick that you're stoked on, like you want to put something out that like not necessarily that's like something you don't think you can do, but something that's like you want to push yourself, you want to do your best. So like you want to put some effort into it,
right?
But on a daily basis to just go out and film a banger is some stressful fucking shit.
Yeah. It can be. For a few days for me, I was just like too tired. I'm like, I had no time in the day, and it's like, I'm just going to sleep.
Yeah, you're another one on my list, actually, with the fucking the crazy Freedom Kendama style shit all glued together. That's some shit. I love that you've still been sticking with it.
The two, yeah. I mean, like, I have it, and it was just because I know I would just be so stuck if I used a normal Kendama. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking do like the same shit all the time. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Fuck it. But I kind of want to be a part of it. I'll just use one of my weird ass Kendamas that I have.
That's a good idea. I kind of gave up on the first day. I'm not gonna lie. I went out for a film grind right? And I like went for a hike with the homie. I was up in this dope spot and I had a trick in mind and I was grinding it for like a couple hours and I just couldn't get it. Yeah. And I had a backup trick filmed. And so I was just kind of like, oh, fuck it. And I had to go do a lesson. So I had to leave. I was teaching an English lesson that day. So I had to go, and then
no time.
I had the backup trick. So I was like, oh, whatever. And then I went and did the lesson and stuff, and later on I went to like post my shitty backup trick.
Yeah.
It wasn't that shitty, but I wasn't stoked on it, especially not on day one. And my phone fucked up somehow, and I just didn't, because it's me and phones. If you know me, you know that we just don't.
Yeah.
We're not good friends, me and the whole technology thing.
Not really.
Usually, yeah.
We're like distant cousins.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like to fight a little bit. You know what I mean? And so my clip was just gone. I don't know what the fuck. So I didn't have it, and I was all pissed off about it. And it was day one, and I'm like super busy with I'm doing events every day. It's like I'm playing Kendama every day, but I'm also like teaching Kendama at these events and like doing little performances and stuff like that. So I'm not like trying to go take a couple hours outside of that and go film a banger, you know, like literally playing like 8-10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's dope, but like, you know, I've also been playing for 10 years. You know, my arm's tired, man. I don't need to do that much.
Right? Yeah. And again, you've been, you know, you're jamming all day. You're teaching all day.
Yeah. So I decided to sit this year out because I'm full of excuses and not tricks, I guess. It's the only thing I can say about that. 28 excuses later. Oh my God, why didn't I fucking think of that?
Dude.
I'm so mad that we didn't talk about this a couple episodes ago when I had time to do
that. Miss Bischoff's, Haley's, 28 snacks later.
28 snacks later.
You haven't seen? Yeah,
I have not seen that
because she's not on the 28 tricks later hashtag. She's doing
that must be why.
Snacks later.
Damn, I'm missing out. I'm gonna check that out after we're done talking.
Her just like popping like popcorn in her mouth or something.
That's fucking sick.
Who else? Alex Hirota going with the JKA Dama. Full shred on that.
Full shred on the JKA.
That's good. You know, again, bringing back OG style.
Yeah, I saw him today. Actually, he split his spike and he fucking took this piece off. That was I don't know if that was his trick for the day or if he just posted it. No. But I saw a video. Like,
it busted. I guess I don't know. I mean, I know he likes doing yank spikes, but I don't know if he went a little too overboard with it. And
maybe
split the spike.
Those JKAs aren't meant for yanks, bud.
Definitely. But it's funny though, when I saw it, I thought about my 70-year-old coworker here in Japan, and you know he knows I play Kendama, and he's like, "Oh, I used to play that when I was a boy." And dude, everyone like he's 70 years old. Think about that, 70-year-old when he was a kid playing Kendama. So Kendama was around. He had it, and he was saying he was looking at my Kendama. He's like, the spikes, it's too big, and this hole is too small. He's like, you know what we used to do? We used to get some glass. I'm like, glass? He's like, yeah, like glass, like sharp glass. He's like, and we would sharpen the spike so it's thinner, and we would cut the fucking bevel and shred it open with the glass. So you had a bigger bevel. So
it was the first Crom coin.
It totally was. They were modding out their Damas.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear.
But so that's what I thought of when I saw Alex Hirota's split spike.
That's hilarious.
So it's definitely cool how, you know, a lot of people have been doing some themed stuff that makes it more entertaining. But you know, that not to say that if someone's just going out there and just putting out tricks just to be a part of it, you know, no shit talk.
Absolutely. That's kind of the thing, though, is like you said, it's been going for a few years now, and a lot of people have been doing it every year, so it's like, you know, I don't really want to just go and grind a trick every day. Like, if I stick to one, like, there's been some people I've seen that stick with, like, only the wing. Zach, a dude from Minnesota, has been doing straight wing tricks every day.
Yeah.
Or like
monkey
glands. Yeah, he's been doing the underbird every day.
Yeah.
And so, like, and that's just, like, your own, like, leveling up. Like, this is a trick I'm not very good at. So, like, you know, I want to fucking get good at it. So I'm just going to do a trick every day. Even if it's just pull up the one day and then swing up the next day. And then, like, maybe big cup, like, around Japan with wing, like, the next day or something. You know?
Right.
Just challenging yourself with it.
Yeah.
It's the same with all the guys that we were talking about that are doing the left-handed thing, right?
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, I would not be able to go for so long with left-handed only.
Yeah, or like Josh Flogrove last year that did all the hippie flips, a different hippie flip every day.
Oh, yeah?
that was some epic shit. He did some really hard tricks, and that's like a trick that hadn't been really explored much until he really went deep on it. That like the 28 tricks later was the reasoning for him to go deep on it, and now he's like the hippie flip master. Like Seriously. I've never seen anyone who does it as well as he does.
It's really insane. For me, this is my first year of having an Instagram account, so I haven't seen any of the past shits that went down.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, it's been pretty good. It's like every year it's entertaining, you know?
Right.
Even like you said, it's even if you're just putting stuff out there to like be a part of it. Like one person that is like a person I know is a good friend of mine that I've been watching closely is Misu's mom, Mie.
Oh yeah.
She's been doing it every day, and I saw her recently at the Buzz Yank event in Osaka, and she was asking me for tricks to do, and like I'm running out of ideas, like what should I do, you know? Yeah. And so I gave her a few to kind of work on and stuff like that, and she's been killing it. She's like she doesn't play much, I don't think, you know. Like Misu obviously plays a lot, but she's the mom. She's busy giving her the Dama fuel and like cleaning up her clothes and whatever else moms do, you know, being a mom, resting after all that hard work. So it's cool to see her putting in the grind as well and doing. I saw she did pull up handle stall, hop to bird to spike the other day, which is not an easy trick, you know. And like for a mom, that's a pretty good one. There's not a lot of moms that can pull that one off. That's for sure.
Exactly. But come on, when your daughter's Misu,
she's got an unfair advantage,
stalls,
I guess.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. Next year she'll be hitting borders and lean house and
lean houses.
Maybe.
Those are fucking ridiculous.
I hope so. Yeah, lean house is hard. It's not. I've done them, but it's not something that I'm good at. That's definitely not a thing.
Yeah.
Definitely not an old school JKA trick. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, dude. Straight up. I've been the Tama that I've been using for my shits is just a black Ozora.
Old school.
Now it's all dented up, which gives a little grip in a way.
Oh yeah.
So that helps.
The black ones were one of the newer generation of Uzoras, like as far as like the old school JKA stuff. It wasn't like the OG. Yeah, they came out afterwards. Kind of. There was like it was the same paint as the yellow, so it like wasn't the old like what they say is like the lead paint. I don't know how much truth there was to like how much lead is being in it, but that was part of the reason why they started changing the paint. Yeah. So like the OG Ozoras, like the blue, the pink, like the sky blue, the pink and the green. Yeah, those were like the original three that like to this day is hard to find because everybody loved them so much. That was my first Kendama, was a sky blue one. Most people had one of those, you know.
Nice.
And my second one was a pink one.
Strut.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And then they started coming out with the yellows and the blacks and.
Sweet. I got a leaf green in my collection. Got from the Sioux Man like deep ago.
I always wanted a leaf green. I loved the color, and I got one leaf green as a prize from the old, I don't know if you remember the concession stand run by Tyler Marshall. It's like an old thing that nobody probably remembers it except for like the real OGs. What? This is like probably 8-9 years ago maybe. The concession stand had a video contest and I entered it and I got like I don't know if it was like best trick or something like that. I can't remember. I still have like a certificate that he sent me and some concession stand stickers and a leaf green Uzora, which was sick. Yeah. But that being said, I have never seen an eggier Tama than that fucking leaf green Uzora. No. I didn't even play it. It was so bad. And that was back then where I didn't even know about that shit or care about that shit. Like it was bad. Like you look at it and it's more like a fucking pancake than an egg. Like it's I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if it got like put in a vice or like if they made it when it was still like like if they cut the tree down and made it that day so it was like wet as you know what I mean, and it dried out and warped, or I don't know what the fuck was going on with that leaf green, but it was
you definitely know
extra leafy.
You definitely know why it would up for as a prize.
I guess so, yeah, right? But I mean, I still had one, so that's cool. Most people can't say that these days, so.
Yeah, especially just having the collection. It's cool.
Those old school JKA days. Unfortunately, the old JKA guys are not exactly what they used to be.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to keep Kendama for themselves. From what I've heard, when Kendama was growing here in Japan, with or should I say growing overseas and having an influence of the kendama that was happening here in Japan, a lot of the JKA, that association, wasn't too happy about it because they're like, hey, we have the rights to make kendamas, not you guys.
No, they wouldn't. They didn't want Sweets. The Sweets tried for so long to be a part of the JKA and like make a JKA certified Dama.
Yeah,
they tried for so long. They like did everything in their power to do it. They wouldn't let them do it. They said because and they made this was when Sweets was making their China-made Damas at the Yumu factory.
Oh yeah,
and they wouldn't let them do it. They even like tried to stop Sweets from importing into Japan by like using a copyright that they have on the kendama shape and the string hole placement.
Yes, yes.
The JKA was the first to put the string hole a little bit to the left of center.
Yep.
Making it easier to straighten out the ken when you do one turns or two turns.
Yep.
Kind of like when you're doing a swing up 2-turn airplane kind of style.
Yeah.
Very JKA trick,
Yeah.
So they tried to stop Sweets from importing based on only that, which obviously didn't go very well because Sweets still imported into Japan.
Yeah.
And eventually I think Sweets just kind of said fuck it and gave up because like they were being so stubborn about it,
Right,
which is hilarious because now a few years later, Yumu now makes JKA certified kendamas.
Yes, they do.
So it's the exact same factory.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Explain that one to me. I don't fucking know.
Right. Whatever the qualm was, I mean, they have like super sticky ass paint now too and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So like
maybe it's just like not certified but recommended.
Recommended. I believe some of the certified stuff also has a little bit of sticky paint, not like the cushion clear kind of sticky or the sticky AF kind of shit, but like the premium Uzoras
premiums, yeah.
They're a little bit sticky, like kind of like a Mugen.
Have you tested out the recent ones though?
Like the reshape shit?
No, before that, the red, they had like a kind of translucent red.
Oh
one.
yeah. That's sorry, it's not the reshape, but yeah, that's the same paint as the reshape. Yeah.
That's fucking sticky as shit.
Oh yeah, that is the same as the sticky as fuck. Like the deal with it sticky as fuck, or the Terra Pro mods, or all that shit, like the Slay Dog paint, all that shit.
There you go. There's a new one, sticky as shit. AS.
Sticky, yeah. Save that one for shit-tember, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah, the JK is interesting, man. I being in Japan and like hanging out with Gloken and stuff, I've like kind of been around a little bit of the drama that goes down with those old ass fuckers.
Yeah,
I have a lot of respect for those guys for what they've done. Obviously, like this, we love this game. That's where it came from. They're the ones that built the competitions. They're the ones that put all the work into it. Originally.
They're the ones that kept it in as a thing from it just being
40 years
a shitty toy that kids played like back however many when was that, like fucking
it's more than 100 years ago, I believe.
More than 100 years ago, right? So they're the ones that were like, hey, like let's continue this, and
they made it
as
a,
like a part of the culture
thing,
as well as a competitive thing. So definitely, hats off for that.
Yeah, but nowadays they've kind of turned into like where now that it's progressed to a certain point, it's almost like to me from an outside perspective, it almost seems like now that they can't keep up with like the evolution of it, they're kind of like, oh well, you guys can't do that. What do you think this is? They took our gerbs. You know what I mean? Like
rabble.
Like rabble. Like for example, like we talked about the Kendama Kente system that Gloken just came up with.
Yep.
With the Kendama Kente coming out and like the tour we're doing to promote it and stuff, they sent out a letter to all of the JKA like head of people that are in like the areas of Japan and stuff, saying like there is this new Kendama Kente system that's out now. Do not take part in it because it is not the JKA, and they are like literally telling their players not to go. Like so, for example, like we just did an event in Shikoku.
Yeah.
On like one of the smaller islands of Japan, and there's a lot of really skilled like JKA players there, a lot of younger kids.
Yeah.
And most of them didn't come because of that.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the only reason. I'm sure some of them had personal reasons as well. I like to think, anyways, but that's part of it. Yeah. So they're like literally trying to like hinder it, whereas like
that's
Gloken is like, we also did an event where like we were doing kente examinations over on the one side of the room, and on the other side of the room they had a table set up, and a guy that had come was doing dawn examinations, like JKA dawn examinations in Cube.
Okay.
Like so, like Gloken is not like beefing. Like Gloken's trying to just do it together. You know, just like they're following the evolution. They're like making it. You know, like following what it is, because like it's not in anyone's control. It's a community behind it. You know what I mean? There's no one person that's like leading the fucking charge. I mean, and if it was, it wouldn't be Gloken or the JKA. It'd be one of the players that are like pushing real hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But
not an
the JKA
organization.
kind of seems to have, in my eyes, like lost what they're doing. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do anymore, you know? Like, are they trying to push Kendama? Are they trying to
they
keep it for themselves? Are they like, what the fuck, you know?
I think, right, yeah. I mean, I remember hearing like a lot of stuff with the JKA and everything when Kendama was, you know, coming back and getting popular in Japan, like, when was that, 2013-ish?
Something like that, yeah.
You know, and
2013 was when the first Gloken Cup, the pre-World Cup happened.
Yeah. With the Mugen Muso tour and stuff. Like before that time, JKA saw this happening, and Gloken was like, "Hey, like let's work together. Like we're both in Japan, we're both like all about Kendama, but they kind of had a standoffish like feeling or stance to the whole thing."
I've legitimately witnessed an actual standoff, like a screaming match almost, like people like from the JKA like literally asking Tomotsu to stop, like, we don't appreciate what you're doing, please stop it.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yes. It's unfortunate because, like I said, like I have a lot of respect for those people. You know what I mean? And it's the first time I came here, like I came to their event and I like went to like restaurants with them and like hung out with them and like, you know, and they're great people as far as I'm concerned. You know, like they were really nice to me and all of us that were here. And then it just kind of turned into this thing where it's just like, well, you know, like you can be nice to me, but if you're fucking shit talking my friends, then like, are you really my friend? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like.
That's really weird, but I definitely see them as just, you know, trying to kind of monopolize, like you were saying just before, how, you know, they were trying to throw some copyright type stuff with the shape of the cans, and so other companies couldn't import different types of kendamas to Japan. So it's like, all right, Japanese people can only play JKA Yamagata Kobo damas.
Yeah, and like they're also the reason, like on that note, like they're also the reason why Jack doesn't have string holes, like Jack Kendama is like. Nobu works very closely with the JKA, and with
he does.
He's the only, if I'm not mistaken, he's the only team member on Yamagata Kobu, like the only like quote unquote sponsored player on like the Ozora kind of thing. Right. Nobu,
Kendama,
and
Kendama man. He is and he's the one that's, I guess he's a smooth talker, yo. He definitely is because he's all about the street side of Kendama. That's totally where his heart is, but he respects, like, you know.
Yeah, well, he understands. I've had this conversation with him as well, and like he understands the importance of the JKA within the community as like being the like the people who have these like examinations and like the events and the cheap kendamas and things like that like bring the beginners into it, you know. Yeah. Because without all that, nobody's gonna start. No one's gonna come in and watch, you know, Nick Gallagher and like be like, oh, that's sick, I'm gonna go buy a Nick mod and learn how to do 6-tap today. Yeah, you know, like they want to do that maybe, but like
I was about to say,
not
a
thing. You know what
they're doing in Latvia now? Is that
Okay, maybe I'm a little bit off on that one. Maybe a bad example.
Right.
But you know what I'm getting at, right? Is that like on the whole, like people like see something that they can do, and that's what's making them want to try. And that's where like the Kendama Kente shines more, is that like the tricks are literally like, I've watched 3- and 4-year-olds do it. You know what I mean? Like, and they just like, and that gets them stoked on it. And whether they like buy a kendama and take it home and play every day, or just remember that, and then later when they're old enough, they see one and now they understand a little bit more about how to move their body and like actually have the coordination to do it. You know?
Right. And I think again, it's like just JKA having. I mean, it goes to what I've learned about living in Japan for 10 years, how once rules are placed, it's hard to change those rules.
Absolutely.
And if there are no rules for it, it's hard to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Japanese people are very good at just like, this is how it is.
Yeah. And so, right, JKA already has their DAWN system, their testing, their way of testing and doing competitions. And it's like, hey, like, there's no reason for us to change anything. And they see other competitions or other kendamas as, I mean, they shouldn't, but maybe some people see it as competitors or, trying to take over. Or maybe they're seeing it like kendama is a traditional Japanese thing, so stop fucking with it.
Like Americanizing it, quote unquote, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Canadianizing it.
Canadianizing it. Fucking slow down there, bud.
Hey.
But I can understand that on some level, but at the same time, it's like it's become so much more than what it used to be.
Yes.
It's like if you look at like also otedama is a traditional Japanese toy, and for those of you who don't know, it's basically little bean bags like a hacky sack or like beanie, like juggling balls kind of thing. Yeah. But like look at hacky sack, look at juggling, like those are other worlds that are even deeper than kendama is because they've been going longer,
Right.
And that those like are arguably also a traditional Japanese toy.
Yeah.
Or even like spin tops, like Koma is another one where I
was
was just in Okinawa and like I've met a few like players there that do spin top stuff, or like if you've ever been to Spin Gear in Tokyo, like those dudes are crazy with those things.
The Beyblades, like the old school, but like the original ones were just like metal mini tops. I forgot Beigoma, that's what they're called. And it's Beyblade, but the originals, which were fucking little pieces of iron that had like, they were like hexagon shaped. So when they bumped into each other, they would, they'd kind of like push each other off of whatever mat that they were playing on.
It sounds kind of like old school Robot Wars.
Almost.
It's like they got little saw blades on them and shit.
Yeah.
And they got an arena and the dude's over here and, kick his fucking ass. Let's go.
Got him. So, I mean, come on, JK. Because, like, the JKA, I don't think would have so much light shined on it if Kendama hadn't blown up overseas and Gloken hadn't brought, the World Cup, made the World Cup and brought all that to the attention of the media and stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, that's like I was talking about this the other day, and like an example I used was that like the whole Sweets team, which is one of the bigger teams that shows up every year to World Cup.
Yeah.
Like when the JKA recently, I don't know if anybody else has noticed, has been putting their event very near either right before or right after the World Cup.
Yes.
Which, it just happens to be when all of these foreign kendama players come to Japan and they invite everyone, and there's like, so the entire Sweets team always goes to Osaka, which is very far from Tokyo.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry,
from Hiroshima.
From Hiroshima went to go to these JKA events and go to, just show up and basically pay their dues and pay homage and respect. It's also a kendama event. It's also really fun. Like when I'm talking about it, like it's like a boring thing, but it's not as exciting as World Cup or Catch and Flow, I'm not going to lie. But it's also fun. Like there's different people there, like I said, that don't usually come to the other events. And
Right. It's a different style, just like all the events in the North America.
Exactly. And like it's still fun to go play kendama with these people. And like I was just talking about how the first time I went, I learned that crazy string cradle trick from Maruishi-san. Like,
straight up.
Like you always learn things from other people. Like we were talking about outside influence of other players. Like that's entirely a thing. Even if it is from old school things, like you can still learn from them and you still have fun with them. They're still people, right? People are always fun to meet.
Exactly, yeah. Jeez. Everyone just fucking smoke weed and hug.
Yeah, right? Maybe that's the problem. Japan needs to legalize weed.
Oh, man. Okay, dude. Okay, so everyone, we just posted at the beginning of the recording, we posted on Instagram for people to ask us questions. So let's check that right now.
We did. I actually just checked mine, and I haven't gotten any responses yet.
If we got anything. You got nothing?
Nothing.
Sweet. I don't think I got anything either. Awesome, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
I got 154 people saw it, but nobody asked us anything.
Nice. Oh, I got one. It from Essie Darapimot. Where do you see Kendama in 10 years?
In 10 years.
There we go. Thank you, Esidara Pomot. So where do we see Kendama in 10 years?
In 10 years. That is very interesting.
I don't know. I think there's been so much change that has happened from when Kendama was the original, kind of JKA Ozora shape.
Mm-hmm. So here's an obvious response from my perspective is earlier today there was an FKC. I don't know if it was today, but anyway, I saw it today. A post in the FKC, the Facebook Kendama community on Facebook.
Yes.
Talking about, I believe it was Parker Johnson that started it, and talking about whether or not it's a good idea for competitions to have like a standard for a Kendama kind of thing.
To use, and yes, I saw that one.
And Bjorn, who I was talking about earlier on the 28 Tricks thing, he made this big long post about making a machine that changes people's bodies so that we're all the same, so that to level the playing field, and we have to fast for 24 hours so that we all ingest the same amount of water so that we can lick the bevel with the same amount of saliva. All this shit. And I made a joke in response to that, that's like the Dendama in 20 years kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So the Dendama is where I'm getting at with this, is that it's kind of a thing that, I don't know, Kendama is something that's really cool because it's analog. It's not... doesn't need batteries. You don't have to charge it. It's just it's 2 pieces of wood and a string, and you can take it anywhere. All you need is yourself and the kendama, and maybe a little bit of room and nobody around you to piss off too much.
Yeah, and probably if you have a broken hand, that maybe would
that doesn't help
deter you from playing. But
the dendama is something that kind of brings in a little bit younger kids love movies and are very fascinated by iPads and computers and stuff, right? So when you introduce that element to it, it kind of makes it seems, just in my mind, future movies and shit like that is all digital and it has technology in it. So I'm not saying that the dendama is the future of kendama, but it's just something that came into my mind with that question. Maybe that'll be a part of it.
Who was I joking with? I was talking about dendama. Oh, I think it was Sweets, outside of Catch and Flow.
Mm-hmm.
And you were there too, no? When we were talking about, dude.
Yeah.
Remember when you were like, hey, we were talking about how well did you see everything from your judging podium because you were so fucking far away across the room. He's like, I couldn't see anything, and you were like, yo, you couldn't even see Handy Utaro handing the fuck out of everything, or little, I forgot his name,
Maharu.
Maharu.
Hand in the border balance.
He's like, what? No, I didn't. I couldn't see fucking shit. I couldn't see that close. And I was like, yo, dendama, because I really don't care for dendama at all. I think it's such a waste of time.
I enjoy the fact that it brings in a different crowd, but I don't like playing it. It
could, but exactly. I guess that's what it is. If you're into that type of thing, cool. But if you're into kendama, just play kendama. I look at it dude, Guitar Hero.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Guitar Hero. Okay, anyone could fucking pick up that thing and play some songs. Hopefully, they learn some nice new jams. New bands that they could check out. But it helped you, and it showed that hey, you can be a fucking rock star too. You can jam on this. You can wail. You get that fucking whammy bar. You can do the solos and shit. Oh, dude. I'm a guitarist, and I love playing that game, but I could see how someone who just wants to rock but doesn't want to put in the time to learn how to fucking string a guitar can easily access the enjoyment that you get.
Absolutely.
With the dendama, there's no shorter route to getting it on the big cup.
Yeah. It's actually harder when you introduce the harder tricks.
Yeah.
The bird and shit. Bird is fucking hard on the dendama.
Yeah. Whatever. They got rubber coatings and shit. But, dude, it's fucking plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that, it's whatever. I don't care. But, so coming back to the whole bringing in towards competition, if they had the technology of, how the cup can read what, or the tama can read, the cups can read what ball What?
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
A. The Tama can.
The Ken has the sensors in it, and it kind of detects where the Tama is.
Where the Tama is and how many turns the Ken does or whatever. Do that, but also attach a fucking glove to that shit or hook it up to a glove. So if you hand a trick, beep, 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 alarm goes off. So judges don't have to keep their eyes on it because it's all teched out. Like, dude, like fencing in the Olympics and shit. No one can see how fast or where they're parrying and thrusting that needle sword.
I suppose, eh?
That's why they have the technology of like,
the suits.
There's a pressure on the suit. Okay, he got hit. Flag him. There's the point.
That's not a bad point, actually. That
could be it. They would have to do a lot of better tech, so it's something that
definitely
doesn't feel
some
like
prototyping
a glove.
involved.
Yeah, something that could just like go onto your hand that can, or something like. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not there yet. It's
put
10
more
years in the
money
future.
into it. But 10 years, yeah, maybe something like that. A better way to use technology to get people from fucking thumbing lunars and doing shit on stage in competitions when they shouldn't be.
Do it the good old-fashioned way and just bust out a little hammer or some shit and just fucking on the fucking thumb. Get like someone to stand on stage and just watch, and when they see it, like, oh, actually that one was kind of clean. Sorry, it looked thummy. My bad.
Sorry about that. Oh.
Keep going. Sorry, you still got 30 seconds in your run. You're good.
Well, that's at least if they're gonna hammer the hand, do the opposite hand. We'll do that.
Yeah, okay. Maybe on the toe.
Yeah, the toe.
So give it the good old toe smack.
Oh shit. But yeah, so that, and I don't know what else could happen. I mean, the paint is going to be sticky. That's what people want. The cups, people want lunar balance, so there's going to be different, I don't know, sizes of sarados going out. So
absolutely. So I'm gonna bring it back to, instead of what I think might be and like what I would like to see. I think that's a better way. And what I would like to see is just less tapping and juggling and like going for. I want the tap juggle phase to be over. Not that I don't like taps and juggles, but there's more to Kendama than that. And we don't have to, every trick, every banger does not have to be tap 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 juggle tap 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 juggle tap 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 juggle 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 tap tap handle stall.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there's a way more well-rounded way to do taps and juggles and stalls together.
Right.
And I respect that shit. Like I don't enjoy watching it always, and like unless you do it with some style or like something like maybe from handle stall to handle stall or not necessarily handle stall, but like just more well-rounded stuff and kind of like I was talking about, like respecting the roots and like the JKA, even though they're kind of being some stubborn ass old fucking men right now. Right. They're still a part of the Dama family, and
they're the ODBs.
Yeah, they're the ODBs, and but they are still a part of the family, and they still deserve our respect for the work they have put in. And I think that there's still a lot to offer from the old school days, like bringing in a little bit of that flair with the new school flair. And there ain't nothing wrong with, learning from your elders and taking a step back. But that being said, there ain't nothing wrong with your elders learning from the young folk either,
Right.
Being a little humble. So what's that Kendrick Lamar song, Sit down. Be humble.
Oh, man. But yeah, so there you go. That's what it's be 20 years, 10 years, 10 years.
It could be.
It could. Or, fucking aliens come in 7 years and they fucking just take everyone out and we're all just nowhere.
Anti-grav Kendamas.
Anti-grav. So then that's the next one. Anti-grav Kendamas. Or everyone just get the Kenda Alex aluminum Dama.
Yay.
Bringing back aluminum Damas. They're not as expensive anymore. Yeah.
Hey, you better fucking buy some extra strings because those
things
are heavy.
And we got strings that don't break. Yeah.
Laser strings.
Laser string. Oh man, yeah. Or in 10 years it could be more well known. I think that's all. It's the biggest thing is going to be more well-known.
That's another thing too. Actually, yeah, it's a good point.
It's
a thing I just thought of too is like if you were to ask me this question 10 years ago. Yeah. I would have no fucking idea what to say. I would say I mean, 10 years ago would have been like right as or right before I found Kendama, like right around this time, you know? So I probably would have said like, well, what do you mean? Like, it's a fucking ball and cup. Like, we've had ball and cup for 100 years, like hundreds of years. Like, it's still going to be a fucking ball and cup.
Yeah.
But it is. Then all of a sudden there's this new element introduced, like the internet, and the people that enjoy it, like pushing it. And, you know, like that was what changed it.
Yes.
So like maybe... like you're saying, like Kendama and like this other like new technology has something to offer to the toy that already exists to make it something new that we don't see yet.
Yeah, and it might not be it on its own, but like a collaboration that's going to happen, that has to happen for it to grow.
That's what I mean too. Is like the internet on its own was not what changed Kendama. It was the people using the internet as a tool.
Yeah,
you know, like pushing it and like making these videos and showing each other what I'm showing you what I'm capable of because you're showing me what you're capable of, and then and talking about it, and we meet each other because of it and built the community around that. Because without that, there would be a bunch of little communities that would have little to no contact.
Right. I mean, just think about it now. Like, Instagram, 28 tricks later.
Yeah,
there's a growth. There's something that wasn't around when just 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, Rod, did you think you'd be living in Japan?
Absolutely
riding all
not.
around, just teaching people how to fucking put a ball in a cup?
Absolutely not. I don't know what the hell I thought I was going to be doing, but this definitely wasn't it.
Right?
Not that I'm mad at it by any means. It's been a great ride so far. So no complaints from this guy.
So no one knows what's going to happen, but those are some predicaments.
There's one more thing I would like to see happen, and that would be for us to get some more questions on Instagram.
Oh, hey, yeah, that'd be nice. You know, I mean, we just started. It was just an hour session,
it was the first time we've done this, too. We just kind of dropped it on everyone to see how it was an experiment.
I mean, I saw...
You know, nerds love to experiment.
Plenty of people saw the post, but...
yeah, if you guys could see us right now, we got our lab coats and goggles on. You know, we got the beakers out. We're experimenting.
Yeah, there's Bunsen burners going, scupulas being scupulated.
Yeah, I'm scupulating my phone right now, you know, looking at the fucking 150 people looking at the questions, but maybe they just don't know what questions to ask, or maybe they haven't listened yet. I don't know.
What's Dama Nerds? What's Rod talking about?
I mean, I know he's a Dama nerd, but what the fuck is he talking about? Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, well, it's our hour. That's the show, everyone.
It has
Thank you so much for hanging out with us and nerding out. We went hard about the Instagram, 28 Tricks Later, JKA, a little history and what's been happening with the scene here in Japan, and the OGs, the real OGs of Kendama. But hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. If you want to help support the Dama Nerds, we do have a Patreon page that you can head over, leave a donation and a monthly donation to just to be a part of the nerd society that we're growing, and
nerds,
and help us support. We don't want to try to fucking put, I don't know, we're having a good time with this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hopefully everyone else is too. I think other people who listen to podcasts, they see that shit's filled with commercials and shit. And we don't want to be going that way. We don't want to be fucking kissing anyone's ass. I mean, like...
No, fuck no.
We don't want to... I mean, yeah. So if anyone wants to just, hang out with us, share some love, check out our Patreon page. We promise
it's not beer money. It's podcast money.
Yeah.
And I say that with kind of, I'm laughing, but I'm serious.
Beer in hand. But I'm serious, guys. Glug, 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 glug.
Glug, glug, glug.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right.
Well, and don't forget your homework, nerds. Don't forget, check out those Colin Sander edits. Maybe get on that 28 tricks later or 28 snacks later hashtag, whichever.
Straight up. I mean, please, everyone, whatever Sanders edit you go to and watch, leave a comment. Fucking let's blow up his page. So he goes on YouTube.
Happy anniversary on that edit 1.
Edit 1. Happy anniversary. I know it's late, but do it.
Hell yeah.
All right,
on that
guys.
note, nerds, out.
See ya. We were the hosts. My name is MJ from Kyandamabu, and my buddy over here.
and Rod, yes, from the Terra Squad.
We'll see you guys out. Dama
Only the
Nerds.
clumsy.
Peace out.
We got to try, we got to cry.歌うこのラバイ、こだまするパラダイス。We got to try, we got to cry. 歌うこのラバイ、こだまするパラダイス。アロハ、ノハ、アルファ、ある意味探さる番。Tell me why。ある意味、あるがある意味ない。あるいはそもそもあるようでない。見えてるようで見えてない。今日は両暗示の席でちょっとのはずがめいていい。本能のダンス、メイキ平気。どんどんと踏ん張って。ジェラシーもなしで突っ込んだ片足。どんrun away。君と生きと。目の覚める左右、潜めない眉。多分俺はラム、愛情の裏返しもラブ。Tough and rough, fun and lovely。日々の君を意味軸を。We got to try, we got to cry。歌うこのラバイ、こだまするパラダイス。We got to try, we got to cry。歌うこのラバイ、こだまするパラダイス。エビス顔でチル、俺らにフィール。ダルシムのように喉から伸びる手にはビール。寂しい気持ちに落とし蓋がいい。煮詰まったら色を変える顔と街並み。少しのビブラートをオブラートに包むと、朝からヤクルト飲み干すノリで作ると、蝶が歌い出す日乾かすがいい。クジラが吹いた潮染み込んだスタイル。どんと踏ん張って。ドタンバーでサンバーでなんだ。どんrun away。風を外せ、風任せにせい。誰のせいでそりゃ君のせい。言い聞かせ、いい言葉気のせい。Tough and rough, fun and lovely。水面に映る兄